Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. We have Mr. Jake Wolf, Mr. Gene Volpe, Mr. Nick Sakis cannot join us today. He is out making money to put food on the table, clothes on his kids' backs, and create a future for himself. We're super happy to, for him to build his business. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about follow-up and what you should or should not do. But before we get there, here's our countdown.
All right, guys, we are back. You know what? The computer is so funny that I work on is that I have to always double check what mic I'm coming through on. So now we're back on the good mic. We have Mr. Jake Wolf, Mr. Gene Volpe. Jake, how are you, brother? What's new? What's happening? What's your favorite color? And what kind of sky are you looking at today?
I'm doing fantastic today. I was actually out most of the morning looking at some really awesome pre-construction investment opportunity down here in Central Florida. The market is going long. A lot of wonderful people are coming down here and looking for opportunities. I'm creating massive amounts of relationships with the right people in the right place. Doing this intentionally so that I can bring back a story to you guys here in the next couple of months and show you all of the strategies and abundance and opportunities that present themselves with the right connections. So
yeah, connections are 100% essential in this business. I mean, especially when it comes up to doing follow-up and retargeting and kind of how can you get in front of these individuals who need your assistance in the shortest amount of time possible. But if they don't know you, don't like you, don't trust you because they have never met you, doing what we're going to talk about on today's show is going to be absolutely incredibly important. Jake, walk me through, as by the way, guys, Gene Volpe is silent right now because he is chowing down on his salad that he has become addicted to, which I got to applaud you on, Gene. I mean, I love salads. I mean, a good salad is awesome. So you snack away over there like a rabbit.
Me too, Greg.
Jake, walk me through a couple of ideas here, kind of on this whole idea of retargeting and follow-up. I mean, cost effectively, if you could put a minimum of $250 a month behind your retargeting and marketing, where would you start? And this is for the new agents. And of course, you can go to $25,000 a month for the older agents with big teams. But walk me through those steps.
Absolutely. I'd love to. All right. For those of you that play Real Estate Uncensored Bingo, please put a new block on the board. Gino is eating salad again. Okay. So that's that today. Ladies and gentlemen, we were talking pre-show about some really good quality marketing concepts that we should be bringing to the table here this week. And this really drives back 10, 15 years. When I was doing some consulting with a lot of different businesses, I've created a program that was called the Executive Marketing Intervention Program. Okay, so it is just what it sounds like. What we have identified a lot of times by doing true deep dive marketing analysis on businesses in different industries, the most missed marketing pillar that we have found was the retargeting strategy. Okay, so it's absolutely critical that you have a strategy in place that can follow up with your brand to folks. And here's what most people are doing. Think about all of the direct individual type things that you do on a daily basis. You might come across somebody where you're handing them a business card. On that business card, it might have your website. Okay. So if those folks are prompted to go to your website and you don't have a follow-up strategy in place that might automatically, through paid retargeting, go back out, put your brand in front of them, maybe put some of your content in front of them, you're missing a tremendous amount of business. The attention span of most people, to include all of us, is all of us that are watching this and talking about it right now. Think about all of the distractions that we have on a daily basis. Personal distractions, business distractions as it pertains to marketing and different people kind of throwing things at us. So we might forget and we might not be prompt to go ahead and actually take an action as a consumer. So a retargeting strategy is so important. And historically, what we have found after running probably about 1,500 businesses through the executive marketing intervention program, we have found that if properly done, a good follow-up strategy that has your offerings, maybe some good quality content, educational type material that has been built and preset and empowered to go ahead and actually go out and retarget folks that you have had come to your store, come to your online place of business, come to any of your landing pages. It's so incredibly critical, but it has increased businesses' revenue by 25 to 50% just with a quality retargeting strategy that just keeps your brand in front of folks. So we do a lot of activities, right, on a daily basis, ladies and gentlemen. You might be the realtor that wakes up, takes a shower, has a wonderful breakfast, comes into their office, and schedules themselves specifically to go ahead and run an hour and a half or 2 hours of calling new prospects. Okay. Those are individual outreach type scenarios. If you're calling, leaving voice messages, you should always tell them what your website is. Let them know where they can go ahead and find you for more information. If you're sending follow-up text messages with links to your website, those are ways as your outreach to a new folk to go ahead and get them back to now you can go ahead and get them trapped into retargeting. But you have to have a strategy. So ladies and gentlemen, if you do not have a retargeting strategy automated and built in place, it's a must, and it could go ahead and increase your brand awareness, your relationship with prospective consumers to the tune of 25 to 50% by the end of the year. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
I think it's really powerful. I mean, we've talked about several times. I've done over 600,000 outbound cold calls, over 200, 300,000 door knocks. And Jake, the one thing that I have failed at, and I'm very honest about this, is the fact that I have not done retargeting. And that's where I have dropped the ball. And I've probably lost, no joke, millions of dollars in revenue based upon the fact that, like, oh, they liked me, they're just going to call me. It's like, no, man, like that's not how this game is played. You have to be 100% present on every single platform. Now that Gene has stopped being a rabbit and he is back in the show, Gene, when it comes to retargeting, what would your opinion be? And I want to go back to Jake because I have a couple more questions for him.
My opinion on it in general?
Yeah, of course.
Wow. That's a very vague, loaded question. Here's what I would say.
Yeah, of course.
There's more to it. There's more to it than you think there is. So I would call a guy like Jake to help walk me through it. If you're going to dive deep and spend money the right way, it's one of these essential pieces. I mean, it's funny that I think people still think that it's wizardry, right? Like people still can't figure out how the hell these shoes got into their timeline when they were just searching for them 4 hours ago. I mean, just retargeting is out there all over the place. And when you start to spend money and it's working and you do it right, that's just that's level 2 for me, right? Like that's mostly when you start marketing. Level 1, well, that's level 3 really. Level 1 is when you get out there and you start to do things the right way on social media, when you push your content. Level 2 is when you start paying for it. And that could be something as simple as Facebook ads or boosting posts. And then the third level of that, maybe I have a couple of level 3s. Level 3 is retargeting and pay-per-click, I think, is the way that's how I envision it in my head. Here's what I want to say though. Take me off of highlights so I can watch your faces when I say this.
No.
And come on, do it. People want to see it. This is a weird setup today with just the three of us.
I know.
Isn't it strange? One thing I would tell you is, this is on a side note, I'm taking it off course. You need to get yourself some friends like Jake Wolf, okay? For not just for the marketing pieces, but when you come onto a podcast that you're scheduled for, when you're coming in with your pants on fire, right? I would say hair on fire, but I don't have any hair in this to be on fire. I come with my pants on fire, and they say, "What's wrong with you?" And I go, back to back meetings, and I haven't eaten. And he goes, "I got you covered for the first 5 minutes of the show. I got enough to say. So you could eat your salad," right? So I just want to give out some love to the Sarge over here that these people, they're like, "Why is Gene off camera?" Well, he's never off camera. Well, that's because I was jamming some salad down my throat. And thanks to these two boys, they They held the ship right side up while your boy was munching.
You know,
How about that?
We got your back,
full-
Gino.
full
It's pull us
rabbit.
down range.
I know you do.
Well, and that's actually a really good thing, Gene, to kind of think about when in regards to talking about marketing and retargeting. Figure out what your customers are looking for and how they interact and react to you and everything that you post. So, Jake, we get the information, right? We put it through Clever Leads. You know, we put some videos up. Gino and his team slice and dice like the evil ninja that he is, evil bald ninja, because again, he has no hair.
Thank you.
Well, you said it.
No.
and-
Thank you for straightening it out.
Oh, okay. But then be cognitive in regards to how you're going to interact and react with the folks that you're going to be, built that fragile relationship with. So it could be, dude, I love croutons, or I'm allergic to croutons, or I love dogs, or I hate cats, or I pet my goldfish, or whatever it is. It's that retargeting. Jake and his team over there. I mean, guys, we can find everybody. People who drive Audis and love dogs. If you're left wing, right wing politically, doesn't really freaking matter to us. We're agnostic on this. But what it is the fact that, you can find your tribe and then speak to them in their language. So if you were talking to an individual who may or may not have a certain preference towards the people they want to date, and you talk to them about the other side of that aisle, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you speak to the right people with the right verbiage and the right timing, your retargeting can be super freaking powerful because it hitting at the right time. My brother, Brad McDaniel, who owns a company called Likely.ai, dude, he will give you the ability to speak to your database at the right time. So we'll analyze, you can upload your database to him. He'll clean it up. He'll send it back to you in about an hour, he and his team. And then at that point, you take that information, send it over to Jake and over to Gene, and then or any other marketer that you choose to use. We're not here to judge. I'm just saying to the fact that once you get the right people to talk to and you have the right ways to talk to them, all of a sudden the conversations become incredibly more simple. Jake, what have you seen on that?
So I really don't want to miss the point here of kind of the topic, right? I want every single person to go and ask themselves, when was that time because you did not follow up with a prospect that you lost them? Okay. This is the scenario that we're talking about. So there's a couple different ways that we're going to go ahead and think about this. You might not have any really good, strong quality online infrastructure set up. You might have a standard agent website that's associated to your broker. You might have invested some money into something. So there might not be an online follow-up retargeting automation strategy that's built yet. Okay. But even in your core business, your core ground game, if you have a good conversation with somebody, like what are your core follow-ups with these people? What is your core process? I'm highly suggesting, and I've been through this with a tremendous amount of businesses in different industries, you can increase your revenue to the tune of 20, 25 to 50% with a good, strong follow-up strategy. So if you're offline and doing it as a core follow-up, you have to be following up with your people. Now, when we take it on to the digital space here, and I pulled some statistics, 44% of home buyers and 99% of all millennials go online. Most of us are online. It's converting online. Okay. So the online retargeting type component that I'm speaking about is a way to consistently keep your brand in front of these folks. There's going to come a time where you're having good conversations, or your brand or your video or your consumable content does get in front of somebody on today's date, but they're not ready to go ahead and sell. They might be on the fence about selling. They might be thinking about possibly selling. They might be thinking about the new equity position inside of their house. Maybe now's not the right time. Okay. But as the months start to go by, if you are putting some gasoline inside of your retargeting advertising tank, we're talking about money, which is gasoline that empowers you to go ahead and put your ads, your message back in front of the folks that have already kind of came into your digital footprints. All right. That consistent brand awareness will be there in that time for those people And ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, you want your prospective clients to think about you first as the real estate professional, to go ahead and be the go-to person, instead of them going to Google, typing in realtor in my local area, and most of the time looking at pictures saying that person looks nice. I'm going to call them. Okay. So this is what we're talking about: a consistent follow-up in the core side of your business. What are you doing? And online, there are ways to go ahead and build this strategy in, empower it with even a small amount of capital, and then start going. Okay. And let me talk about money here for a second, since Gino did. I understand what Gino's talking about as far as step 3 type strategies. And what he's talking about is the business push-ups that everybody needs to do to get into a position of a more robust online marketing package, like an overall encompassing building the foundational pillars of your online business. Okay. But from a money standpoint, retargeting, I always look at retargeting as, okay, here are some banners that I put together about my business. Here's a nice video. Maybe here's another nice video. Here's some educational content. And you kind of load these pieces into this retargeting pool. All right. So these are the ads that will go out and fire when people come into your retargeting zones. The money is the gasoline to go and get those ads back in front of these people. Okay. What everybody needs to be thinking about is you want to ultimately be kind of putting your brand in front of these folks every day for 30 days. So if you even set yourself a small budget, let's say $200, $300, and you see that your retargeting budget runs out after day 20, what does that mean? That means that you need to add a little bit more gasoline, because you ultimately want to be talking to these people every day throughout the month. And you can kind of gauge the level of your financial investment for retargeting. You can change out some of this information. So if you're out at the park, if you're handing out business cards, if you're at church, if you're anywhere, if you're doing anything and people come back to your website, now you have these things that you know are directly and indirectly talking to folks. And that's important. And this is where we're going here today. It's follow-up equals 25 to 50% of additional revenue bump. So if you don't have a follow-up campaign, all of your individual outreach efforts are really nulled down. So there's a lot of awesome things that you guys can do. You can do a good setup, have this all built out, and let it fire. So
I have a good question. I have a question.
Mhm.
I'm going to direct this one at Sarge for a second.
Well, thanks. I'm just trapped liver here, apparently. Okay, that's cool.
Well, no. Listen, this is his specialty. It's no disrespect to you at all, but I actually would like to see you try to. I would like to see you try to answer this. Actually, I think that might actually be fun.
Oh Lord.
No, it's a serious question. But let's talk about retargeting, because what you said was you're losing potential clients. How about losing clients? So what's your thought process and your take, or maybe even your strategy, if you do it, on retargeting for retention? So in other words, in my world, the more here's what I know about my business. I can get clients in the door. I had somebody call me last week, had a call with them on Thursday, and he said to me, I've been watching you on Real Estate Uncensored for 6 years. I don't know it took me this long to call you. I was like, that's amazing, right? So having somebody come in the door like that and then me getting them is one thing. Me fading out and handling new business and ignoring my current clients is another thing altogether. So what I try to do, and I don't do it well, I'm still learning, this is not really one of my best suits for sure, is being in front of them as a client more often. Text messages, a mailer, send them a mug. I got them on Facebook. I'm responding to something they put up about their kids. I'm sending them an email. I'm on a Zoom call with them, strategizing for the next month. Like all these things. Talk to me about retargeting for retention.
Retention, right? So people that go through and learn all of these concepts of marketing that are so critical for your business and or advanced marketers, there's always 3 things that we think about from a high level. It's what are the activities that I'm doing to put in place for my business that go out and acquire attention from new prospective consumers. Then what are the activities that I do to get these people closer to a conversion? All right. Conversion could mean that somebody went ahead and filled out contact form information on your website, maybe in exchange for some new construction type literature in the local area, or buyers type assistance, sellers type, whatever you're giving back in exchange for that conversion. Or the conversion could mean past clients, people that have already converted through and became customers of yours. Thirdly, retention. You have to build a retention program into your business. Okay. That is so critical. Same thing with retargeting. The retention comes in for your past customers and people that have converted into your business. All right. So it's extremely critical and it's necessary, but let's talk about some simple steps that you guys can do. Every single one of your converted customers or conversions that do happen online, at a minimum, ladies and gentlemen, it is my personal opinion that you should be emailing them once a week. Okay. Do your business push-ups throughout the week to go ahead and find some good quality consumable educational content that would be relevant. All right. And or timely or hyper local or current events that are happening or newsworthy information, all the stuff that we talk about, content concepts. But that retention model does what? Kicks out an email to all of these people in your database. Okay. So the activities you do to acquire new attention, what are the activities you do to get that conversion? And it's absolutely critical for retention. And that retention concept for past customers and prospective customers are one and the same. It has to be done. And that is absolutely critical. And what Gino is talking about is this. You could have represented Mr. and Mrs. Smith a year and a half ago. And then you're driving through a neighborhood to go ahead and maybe drop off some Christmas candles, and you see a new car in the driveway, and you realize that they might have sold their house and used somebody else instead. Okay, so it's about being the people in your local marketplace, the people that are your prospective customers and past customers need to be consistently hearing about your brand. The same way that we all hear about the buy one, get one free pizza specials at the local pizza joint. All right. So we just need to be active in our community. We need to be brand aware, but retention and retargeting is one and the same, extremely critical. And that's what Gino was talking about. So that's where I'm at with it, Gino.
Gene, take it away.
No,
give the rebuttal.
I said no rebuttal. I think it was great. I think I would never challenge him on his strategies. They work. It's important. I mean, there's always that fine line too between being there when they need to see it and being annoying, right? Like, I know at some point there's going to be somebody out there that's like, dude, really another email? Like, so you got to be careful. I don't think one a week is that bad of a thing. I mean, if you're looking at my email and I send it to you once a week and you're like, this guy, Jesus, you didn't like me anyway, we're probably not going to be business partners for a long time. But Greg, I'd be more interested to hear your thoughts on retargeting for retention.
No, it's a good question. And when it comes to email, for me, I'm literally looking at my phone right now after what Jake and you were talking about. This is not a joke, guys, and I'll show you my phone. There are 45,304 unread emails in my.
Yep.
I mean, it's absolutely no joke. So my thoughts are, when it comes to retargeting, you have to speak the language of the consumer. So I always ask people, how do you want me to contact you? Text message, email, phone, carrier pigeon, social media. I mean, what would be best for you, right? So, I mean, in my humble opinion, not being a marketer, just being a real estate guy, I would get out there and I would ask the people the question, hey, how do you want to be communicated with? And who do you want me to communicate with? Is it Mr. or Mrs.? Or is it Mr. or Mrs. and Mrs.? Doesn't matter which way you're going to go with that, but who's going to be the point person here? And what's your best way of communicating? Once you do that, then you can retarget them on those different verticals. So if it's social media, great. Make friends with them on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and you pick your flavor. If it's going to be email, okay, fantastic. I'll put you on the email list. If it's going to be text messaging, great. We have a text blasting opportunity here, and we'll send you something here once a week or whatever it's going to be. But I mean, it's really critical to speak the language of your consumer, not the way you speak. It's about the way they speak. gentlemen, thoughts on that one? It's been powerful for me, and a lot of people don't ask that question. I can see Jake burning in his seat right now. So step it up, brother. What's up?
And I don't want to get off topic. However, another side of this is always be looking to go ahead and get permission from people to stay in contact.
Yeah.
One of the most easiest asks for people is that email address, because some people don't take it as seriously as they used to, right? And however, people do read their emails, unlike Greg. And I had to throw that in there. I'm taking the low blow side of the house for you, Gino, today. It looks like.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So with that being said, we've even built it into some of our VA scripts when they're out prospecting. If somebody says, no, I'm not interested at this time, hey, you know what? We just wanted to confirm your email. Mr. Greg McDaniel does a wonderful job sending out an email once a week that has hyperlocal information, newsworthy stuff, things that people need to be aware of in real estate. And it would just be a huge value to go and have you as part of our community. Getting that little subtle kind of a scenario, but that email goes out and it works on your behalf. It really does. If you have folks that are like Greg's talking about, where they're wanting to stay interactive with you on a social platform, you're going to have to build that into your strategy as well. But I always look for ways to go ahead and do the work, get it into a vehicle that I know that I can then disseminate out to a lot of folks, that it doesn't burn up my time. And that's another side of this, right? You're going to be looking at, oh my gosh, well, how do I do all these things? And then what kind of time do I have to dedicate towards it? And, so there's ways to go ahead and get and use omni-channel dissemination. Email is a powerful one, but that's my take.
He said omni-channel dissemination.
Yeah. I mean, that's
sorry, Greg. Sorry.
It's like the name of a new sci-fi movie we got coming out or something.
Yes, it is.
Well, you watch weird shit, Gene, so I'm not going to blame you for that. But
True.
it's okay.
I do.
No, but I think the reason why I love having us all on the show is that we all can banter back and forth on kind of our thoughts, and then people can take and disseminate whatever they want and what they find valuable and put it into their businesses. If you guys were to give one strategy, or no, let's have fun. Let's not do one. Let's do three strategies per person. I know, Gene, you have to think today, and you don't have your helmet on.
It hurts. I know.
You don't have your helmet on. It's okay. we'll go light on you.
Okay.
How do I structure this? What and how would you disseminate content for continual connection with your database? Would it be social media, email? Would it be in-person calls? Would it be newsletters? Would it be postcards? How would you make this the most leveraged opportunity that you can ever do? So, Gene, since you got done eating salad, we're going to let you go first.
Thank you. Why don't we go back and forth? I'll give one. Sarge gives one. You give one. We'll go around the horn.
I'm down.
I find myself that if you figure out a quick way to do it, I love this move. Quick video that goes to text. Right? I shoot a video of myself going, yo, Greg, it's Gene. Don't forget, 2:30 today. You and I are getting together. We're doing a show. I can't wait to see you, brother. But when you play it, it's a video of me talking to you. So there's other things that, like BombBomb is an app out there that you can use co-video. There's a bunch of things you can do. Whatever it is that makes it easy. Like, actually, it's kind of stupid. If it's not you guys, do you use BombBomb?
No, it's, in my opinion, it's very antiquated.
So here's what I like about it. It's so easy. It's so easy. Like, I literally open the app, hit the button, and then add a number for you to text, and you get my video. Like, it's so easy that my cat could probably do it. So, like, that to me is a big deal. The ease of use is a big deal, even though it's antiquated, because all I want you to do is see my face on the other end, right? Like, I just want you to know, oh, there's my boy. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Oh, man, he was in my world today. That's amazing. All right, I'll see him at 2:00. So for me, I don't want to spend too far out of that. Super, super simple. I have the free version on my phone. I can send it out. Happy birthdays, whatever. And people feel like you were there with them. I just think it's a cool trick. I kind of like it.
Okay, very cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. As a zero cost basis for communicating in a visual way, which 55% of all communications happen through visual, recognition. Recognition is not a word. Recognizing, shut up, Gene.
No, you said it. I didn't even stop you.
You just started laughing, and I had to have everybody who's listening to us understand that you were laughing at me. Jake, what it would be one of yours? A very simple technique to waste, to stay in contact.
So
To waste other people's time. Is that what you were going to say? Give me a way to waste people's time.
I'm sorry. God, Jake, I'm so sorry. Gene's feed isn't working right. We got to get. Oh, wait, he came back in. He came back in. Okay, there we go.
I'm a big fan of email. However, I like to go ahead and pull a hybrid into all of my email templates, right? So I'm a huge fan, and we talked about this last week. We touched on it a little bit. I love creating some video content that I can also go ahead and embed into my email, right? So email gives me the vehicle to mass disseminate that, right? Get it in front of a lot of people. I can format, I can do all of the work for all of those people right in that area. But I also like to incorporate written and video segments into my smart email builder. So now I'm kicking it out, and it creates interactivity. So some folks can go ahead and click on it, right, and see some of the video content. So maybe it's a 2-minute tip. Maybe it's a 5-minute video on some different information that's going on in the local area that's timely, hyperlocal, whatever the case may be. I like getting those videos in there, using email as a way to disseminate.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So we're all on trend of doing that. There's an app that I love to use. It's called Marco Polo. It's where it's kind of like a walkie-talkie, but with video. You can send messages back and forth, and you upload your database to them. With Marco Polo, it also does this. It's a really cool app. It reminds you. Oops, no thanks. It kind of shows you who's on your Marco Polo, and then it reminds you to contact about 5 people a day. So if you want to stay top of mind with folks, you can be like, let's see if I can find Terrence Davis is here right now. So I'm going to send him one as we do this. Yo, Terrence, I'm live doing podcasting, brother. I was thinking about you. Hope we're having a blessed and powerful day. Look forward to hearing back from you. Have a great day. Bye.
Turn it to us. Turn it to us. Flip it so we can be on it. What up, TD?
Oh,
what up, TD?
He can't hear you.
Why not? Because you have headphones on.
You're my ears. But so, I mean, so it gives you a kind of a back, kind of what you've done in the past with folks. So when he gets this, he's going to respond back to me. And so being top of mind now is not a mass thing. So if you do 5 or 10 a day, that's going to really build your business significantly. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's a very personalized opportunity to have a communication with somebody on a visual basis.
So wait, let me ask you a question real quick. So on that app, does the receiving party have to be on the app too, or can you send that to like my text message?
So I can send it to you download or upload all of your contacts to them, which yes, they're data harvesting. I get it.
Yeah.
But they will get a notification. Hey, Craig McDaniel just sent you a video on a Marco Polo. Download the app. So yes, the heel of that opportunity. But once you get in conversation with people, you can bring them over. But you can also do the exact same thing on Facebook Messenger or Instagram or anything like that. Just stay in communication. The one thing I would do besides Marco Polo is put out 2 Facebook and Instagram stories a day. Anybody who responds to them or watches them, send them a DM on the back end and say, hey, Gene, hey, Jake, thanks so much for watching what I'm putting out there. How are you? Let's find time to grab a coffee or a beer or just connect. Talk to you soon. It's very easy. And then you can update, your database with their updated phone numbers and emails. And if they moved, where their address is, so you can send them something in the mail. It's a value add way to bring your personality into their lives without spending a stinking dime at all. So
Hey, that's good follow-up, Greg McDaniel. That
Yeah.
is good follow-up.
Why, thank you, Jake Wolf.
Remember we had I'm gonna screw his last name up. We had Ed Sluka. Was that his last name? He was the Instagram guy, remember? The real estate agent. And remember, he did on the show. He shot somebody when somebody followed him. He shot somebody a video in their DM saying thank you. Remember that? That was a good one. I like that.
And then we all did the exact same thing. We all like did shots and then tagged all of each other in the show.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy that. And Robert is just sitting there going like, spit it out, Greg McDaniel. Thank you, Robert. I'm doing my best. Good Lord, man. Okay, so let's do some takeaways, guys. We're going to be about 5 minutes from bingo on this. So when it comes to the follow-up, Jake, 2 things that you would do right now.
I would go ahead and look inside, and if you don't have a follow-up strategy, get in touch with somebody who knows how to go ahead and do this. So, period.
You know, that's some damn good shit right there. I mean, that's very logical. Gene, how can you follow up on that? Because I'm not following that one. Because damn, that was good.
Yeah, no, he nailed it. What I would say is, here's one thing I've been doing lately, is I'm creating follow-up campaigns as I go through the campaign. Let me explain that a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I have let's just say I have a follow. So let's say I get Jake into my world, right? And now he's in my retargeting / automated text and email and slide broadcast and phone call universe, right? So once I get him in, I can fire off the next 45 things that are going to happen in his world over the next 60 days. So today he gets an email, tomorrow he gets a text message from me, the following day he gets I drop a slide down broadcast into his voicemail, then another email, then a newsletter, right? One of the things I've always struggled with is thinking that I have to create the whole campaign, the whole retargeting and follow-up campaign in one shot. And what I started to do was I go, okay, I got to create a campaign around Jake. Let me get Jake into my orbit first, and I create that campaign as I walk Jake through it. So rather than putting somebody into a fully finished campaign, I build the campaign around them, and then the next guy that comes in falls into the front of that campaign, and now it's already built. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So build it. Yeah, so what I'm saying to you is don't wait until everything's perfect to build your retargeting and your follow-up. Do it.
Okay.
And then adjust as you're on the fly, right?
Okay, that makes actual logical sense. I mean, a lot of the times, real estate agents such as myself, we have to have everything perfect. When in reality, it's like, dude, just get the fuck moving and do something. Because guess what? Your competitors have already hired Jake Wolf. They've already hired Gene Volpe. They've already hired Nick Sakas. They're already going to blow you out of the water. And by the way, that 13-year-old girl that's in high school right now, she will blow your doors off when it comes to social media because this is how they breathe. So the new agents coming into the industry, dude, you don't stand a chance if you don't get going right now, because they will eat your lunch without a doubt.
I told you a story about my 17-year-old. Well, she's 16. She'll be 17 next month. The whole YouTube thing. So
no,
when she turned 16, I think it was, she had been busting our stones to get a YouTube channel, and I was always no. And when she turned 16, I was like, look, as long as you follow these certain rules, you can have it. And she went, I can. And she's like, I go, yeah, go ahead. Just be careful. She went up into her bedroom, and 3 minutes later came down with a YouTube channel and a fully produced video on the channel. I go, how did you do that? Like, they just they come out of the womb just knowing how to do this stuff. By the time, it's crazy to watch. It's just funny to watch. But literally, she did something that would taken me 2.5 hours and a lot of thought process. Went up, came back, and I was like, that was pretty impressive, But yeah, you're right. You're behind the curve already. There's somebody coming up behind you that knows way more and is doing way more. So hire the right people around you. How about that?
Well, you don't even have to hire them. I mean, if you really want to get creative, and like you're 16 years old, that is a sophomore in high school. Junior.
She'll be 17 in a month. Yeah.
Okay. So what I would do is I would go to your local high schools and your local junior colleges. And if you have a college around you, go to the IT department or film department or anything like that because these kids and young adults are gonna need to have out of the box work where they have to do a project. So talk to the director, talk to the teacher, and say, look, I'm a local real estate professional. This is what I'm looking for. Who could be a good candidate to create some content for me and get my channels up and running, and so on and so forth. The reason why I say that is because they're hyper local. So they build the channel. They start helping you create content. They do the editing. Then you take that over to Jake and Gene, and then they push it out to the major networks. All of a sudden, you became a legend at almost a zero cost basis. And I want to go back real quick before we close this thing up. Guys, I want you to, and I know, Gene, I have used this program in the past. I know you use it, but Slide Broadcast, we're stepping in a very gray area.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Absolutely, 100%.
Talk to your board, talk to your broker, talk to your your team manager, whoever it's going to be. Verify that you're going to be operating underneath the legal laws on that, because I got very close to getting spanked, not in a bad way. Well, not in a good way, but okay, we'll take the spank word out. Slapped. We'll put it that way.
No, better.
Team on that. So just shut up. But what I'm saying is that just take what we have, guys, verify it with your local boards, your local brokerage, and make sure that you guys are staying within the lines of the law, because there's so many opportunities out there. I know that Jake follows the letter of the law. I know Gene follows the letter of the law. And just go out there and be weird, have fun, reproduce your content out to as many people as possible and bring value to everybody that you can. That would be kind of one of my takeaways. Gentlemen, any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Follow-up is so critical. Think about everything that you are doing right now. So we put a lot of energy and effort into maybe trying some new concepts for marketing, working to go ahead and outreach to new clients, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to have a follow-up strategy. And you should be thinking about utilizing technology to go ahead and empower you to do this in an automated fashion so that you can hit more people, right? So if you guys are looking to figure out what a good strategy is, maybe good systems, things like that, get in touch with us. Each one of the people that are sitting here at this table can go ahead and help you out, drive you in the right direction, and get you moving forward, at least even with some baby steps, right? So we've got a lot of good stuff to share, and we're always looking to go ahead and help each and every single one of you that are watching be blessed and unstoppable.
Absolutely. Gene, final thoughts.
Real simple. I miss you, Nick Sakis. Come back to the show. Where are you, Dick Trackus? Come back to the show. That's my final thoughts for the day.
Oh my God.
That's your final.
He said, "Oh my God."
That's my thoughts. I'm like, oh Lordy, baby Jesus.
No, here's my final thoughts. Here's my final thoughts. Ready? Real simple.
Yeah, you go.
Start, if you're not doing this already, start thinking about shelling away a couple marketing dollars per month / per transaction. Hire somebody that knows what they're doing and watch that shit build, right? Like, get somebody on board that can help you with it, pay for their time. Even if you want to learn how to do it yourself, maybe you pay for a couple hours worth of somebody's time or a program or whatever. But I think a lot of this marketing stuff gets halted and stopped in a lot of businesses because of the money aspect of it. It takes money to make money, people. So get a couple shekels together. Call your boy Jake Wolf, get him to help you. Call Dick Trackus, get him to help you. You know what I mean? And see how you're putting your money to work, especially as the market changes, which it's ultimately going to. It is right now. It's going to change even more drastically as we get into 2023. You want to be at the top of the game. Let's start now, right? Like, don't wait until, how am I going to make my next paycheck? I don't know where this next commission's coming from. Have that pipeline filled up with, and it's going to take a couple bucks in most cases probably to do it. So do it. Spend some money.
Yeah. It will. And I think that's one of the things, Gene, that you said right there, and these will be my final thoughts, is the fact that a lot of us live in the present, not in the future. Wayne Gretzky famously has said that he always got the puck because it wasn't looking where the puck is now. He's looking at where the puck's going to be so he can make that next score, right? So in real estate, guys, start thinking ahead. Go, start playing 5D chess. Look at the world in a different manner. Understand the world is covered in camouflage and there are going to be traps that are going to try to stop you from getting to where you want to be. All you have to do is identify those traps, avoid them, and move forward to where the puck is going to be so you can make that score. And you know what? I really appreciate Michael. He's saying that, hey, great show, guys. So thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. We have Robert, we have Tony, we have all of our wonderful normal folks that show up. But I want to ask a quick question. This is a very important question. Jake, what color are you going to put on the bow today for the show?
I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers red because I know my man Nick Sakis is in mourning because Tom Brady just went ahead and officially retired. I got to give Nick something.
I can't believe he actually did that.
Shocked me a little bit too. I'm not going to lie to you.
Dude, that's amazing. So Tampa Bay blue, you said?
No, Greg, I did not. Red. I did not say that. I said
sorry,
Tampa
guys.
Bay.
I'm sports retarded. I mean, and yes, I can say I'm retarded because I am physically retarded. I have dyslexia and ADHD. So don't give me fucking shit in the comments about that.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers red.
I'm just going to go Tampa Bay red. Gene, your color.
Since we're on the Dick Trackus train, let's go get amplified green, shall we?
Green. Nice. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you guys to let everyone know where they can get a hold of you. Mr. Gene Volpe, how can someone get a hold of you? Where would they get a hold of you? And why would they get a hold of you?
Well, there's no reason to, and you wouldn't. So, Jake?
Oh, my God.
He said, my God. I actually have more fun. I have more fun doing that with Matt. That actually makes Matt angry. GeneVolpe.com, man. You know how to find me on social by now. Let's go to Evil Bald Ninja. GeneVolpe.com. Set up a calendar invite. Let's get it going.
It really does make him mad. It's hilarious.
It's funny. It is funny.
It makes him mad. Jake Wolf, where do we get a hold of you? Because I mean, a lot of us we run our small packs. We want to run in a bigger pack. So if we're running a bigger pack, how do we do that with you?
Yeah, come check out Clever Leads. Powerful CRM, virtual assistants for the win, homeowner databases to download into your accounts, follow-up strategies, geofencing, OTT advertisement, retargeting. You guys will be able to learn the black book of tricks from Mr. Wolf.
I know he just spoke a lot of weird words to a lot of the folks that are listening, but trust me on this, guys. Clever is amazing. Gene is amazing. And the one thing you guys can do for us is that we are looking for new folks for our EXP team. We are hiring, and we have a lot of stuff that we're doing that nobody else is doing. So if you guys like the words coming out of our mouths, reach out to me. Area code 925-915 1978, or just hit me up on a DM on Instagram or Facebook, Greg McDaniel REU, or just Greg McDaniel on Facebook. I gotta tell you guys, I really do have a love obsession with our audience, and the reason why is because you guys make this possible. So from the bottom of my heart, Jake's heart, Gene's heart, Nick's heart, Matt doesn't have a heart.
Yeah, what happened to that? We're going to have to look into that.
Bottom of his bottomless piece of coal that he calls a heart. But thank you for watching. Go out there, guys, and go out there and give us a 5-star, not a 2-star review on every single place you guys watch and listen to podcasts or watch them. That helps the algorithm serve it up to other folks. So, guys, we love you. Thank you very much. Until next time, peace out, ninjas. Wait, Gene, you were going to say something? You're breaking up my outro?
No. But now I'm going to. I was going to say you forgot to tell them how to connect with you on Grindr. But I wasn't going to say. I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say anything, but I did.
Oh,
geez, yeah. So give the McDiddy. He's the McDiddy on Grindr.
We are going to have our audio engineers edit that out.
No way.
We love everybody and anything that you're into, as long as you don't hurt kids. We love you to pieces. Until next time, Gene. Thank you very much. Fuck off, and we will see you then. Peace out.